Good morning, it's Advanced In-Car Technologies. Familiar voice, I'm James, and today we are sat in a 2009 BMW 3 Series. So as you can see, a very standard, boring head unit. It is the BMW professional radio. There's no upgraded sound system, but we do have multifunction steering wheel and a standard CD, FM and sometimes integrated Bluetooth. This customer is hopefully going to be driving away today with the new Alpine platform, the iLX-702. A great bit of kit, touchscreen radio. I think it's a 6.5-inch display, and it's going to fit in this little aperture here. We're going to remove the climate control down, and you're going to have a lovely Alpine touchscreen in there. It will give you CAN interface, so controlling for indicator clicks, the parking sensors and a multi-function steering wheel, as well as provide other bits and pieces like the speed pulse. So this particular unit we're fitting has integrated Bluetooth, has integrated DAB, can handle CarPlay and can also handle Android Auto, and it's designed to be a non-Navi unit, so it's bringing the cost right down. You are still paying for the touchscreen and the Alpine name, but you want quality, and that's what you're paying for. So this bit of kit is going to give you everything that you need without that Navi drive, without the DVD drive, CD drive. It's purely just going to be a processor for you to be able to use your Android or your Apple device. So this is a before shot, and afterwards, after I've spent a few hours taking the car apart and the whole of this carcass out, we're going to hopefully come back to you and show you a beautifully fitted Alpine bit of kit. This is definitely a first for what we're doing, because the iLX-702 is brand new. So catch up with you in a bit. Okay, so we're 20 minutes into the job. What we have done here is we've just gutted the car just to show you the next stage. So complete radio and climate control removed, with the whole cage system to give us that big double din aperture that we need. There's a massive wiring loom going in here, and also still needs to house the climate control. On top of the dashboard, I've removed what would be the normal center speaker area, and the center speaker area is where the GPS antenna is going to be housed. If the camera can point up, the main interior light unit has been fully removed, and that's just to allow for the bulbous Alpine microphone to be hopefully hidden within or concealed within, because Alpine are missing a trick here. It's a massive microphone, it doesn't need to be this big, and it's really ugly. So we're going to try and hide that into the interior light unit. On the left hand side of the windscreen, the A pillar has been removed, and that will allow for the microphone cabling and the DAB antenna. Now the Alpine new range of DAB antennas, unlike most of them that we see with the transparent film that sits on the glass and then the ground, this is all built in, and it's just like a normal cellular strip antenna that fits onto the glass. So let's hope it works really, really well. Glove box is all out for the rest of the module and the wiring, and also in this particular car we have to fit the additional little speaker that will give us the reversing tones and the indicator clicks and other bings and bongs that happen within the BMW range. So this is where we are at the moment. The car is now ready to be wired up, so we will come back to you shortly. Okay, so this is stage 3. We are in the BMW 3 Series 2009, and this is the BMW with the Alpine iLX-702, the new breed of CarPlay and Android Auto. So this is it, fully fitted. You've got the digital climate control fitted into a nice little fascia. You've got the 7-inch screen sunk in beautifully so that the driver has a really nice, neat angle. I'm just going to turn it on. You can see already that, unlike a lot of systems where you're trying to convert single din to a double din, you would struggle with the angle and orientation of the display, but the angle of this fitting kit makes it really, really handy. It's tied in with the steering wheel controls, so you've got volume up and down, telephone answer and end, and track and fast forward for radio, but limited because there's no driver's information system on the car, so you can't do much with that. but it doesn't matter because you've got a 7-inch screen right in front of you. USB lead in the glove box, ready for easy plug-in. Microphone is integrated in the interior light. GPS is all hidden away nice and neat, so you don't really see anything as an aftermarket basis. Just going to run through some basic features and functions. Not going to go through everything, otherwise we'd have half an hour worth of video and you'd all be asleep. So, main screen here at the moment is the radio. Nice and clear. We're on digital radio. You've got the time at the top of the screen there. As you can see, this particular fitting kit is really well sunk in, so it's nice and neat. You can have all your favourites on the left hand side, or you can minimise those. So normally, just flick over like so. If you minimise, you can have your radio station listed up here, or if there's artwork or it's compatible, it'll do that. So if you press your question mark on the side here, brings all your favourites, and you can go through and store, I think it's 20 in there. Let's have a look. 18. You can store 18 presets in there. Now if you want to, you can just scroll through your different stations, etc., or you can just go into the ensemble search. So search, and swipe and scroll just like you do with your handsets these days. We've selected it to all, so you can select all of the stations, whatever you want to choose on your DAB listening. No point going through the FM because majority of people will listen to DAB these days. Very minimal buttons on the front of the unit here. We've got the musical note for tone, sound, select, bass, treble, that sort of thing, equalizer. On the right hand side you've got normally an instant press button for navigation, but what we're going to do is we'll plug in the iPhone. You do have voice control. Voice control is done through the hands-free profile, so if you're using an iPhone, we're going to be doing that through Siri. Volume, mute, fast forward, and the main menu button. If you don't want the radio on for any reason, you can press and hold the menu button, it'll turn it off. So at the moment we've got page 2 of 4 at the top here, and you can scroll through, and there you go, it goes on page 4. Well, it says page 4, but actually it's just those bits and pieces. You can pull the screen down from the top, and you can pull the screen down from the bottom, or up from the bottom, and that will just give you your different pages, so to speak. Okay, so let's go in, and what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the main menu. We're going to go to Bluetooth. Bluetooth audio is quite simple, easy source to select. I'm going to pair up my phone because my phone is not paired up. So we're going to go on my iPhone, and we're going to go to the main Bluetooth window on my screen, on my phone, and we're going to do a search. So where am I going? So let's do a search here. Obviously it's taking a little while to find all the devices that are available. It'll come up with advanced mobile, which is my device. Okay, so it's found my device. It knows that I can be offered music streaming as well as telephone, so we're going to go for both, like so. It's talking to the phone. Yes, I'm going to pair from my phone and on the touchscreen of the device. Okay, job done. So we can go in, we can select whether it's the primary or secondary connection. Now this device is pretty clever. It can have 5 different devices connected. So if you've got 2 devices connected at the same time, whether they be your work and personal phone or your partner sat in the car, you can do that as well. So let's go into the advanced mobile. Okay, so going back here, let's go into menu. So, main screen, numeric keypad, like you can see on most devices. We've then got our contact screen. Once it's loaded up, you can scroll all the way through, like so. I'm sure we don't want to see all my contacts. And you can then scroll to the one you want, add it as a favourite, or call them. Keypad's pretty simple. Recents are quite handy as well. Missed, received, dialed calls. Rather than having separate subheadings, subtitles, you can see whether you've missed or whether you've received or dialed them. So you can go out of that like so. Now Bluetooth streaming, at the moment that already has started. It's connected to my phone. I'm not going to turn it up for copyright purposes, but you can see quite simply you're getting the information from your phone. It's not plugged in, and we're playing my playlist that's on, probably on Spotify or something like that, but you can have it on your music. So going out of that now, I'm going to plug in the iPhone lead into the glove box. Okay, nice simple connection for there. Now this is the CarPlay side of it. I will just unlock my phone, because you need to unlock your phone for CarPlay to work. Yes, I'm allowing it. You might get a notification on your phone. So I'm going to put the phone down. It's being charged and all relevant data is being accessed from the handset. You will see a familiar CarPlay screen, and down the bottom here you will see that it's one of two different screens, and you've got your home button. Okay, we're on home. I can see my 4G signal and my clock, and we can scroll to my different apps. I use Spotify a lot, tune in radio for different radio stations, or Apple Music. Most importantly, you can make and receive calls through the...
Who would you like to call?
Cancel.
Okay.
So you can make and receive phone calls through the inbuilt CarPlay app, which is quite handy. But also, let's go back to the main screen. You can go into your messages.
Should I send your message?
Cancel.
Okay, I won't send it.
You can see that the device is ready and active, waiting for you to do something. Now, if you receive a text message whilst driving and it's plugged in, you can select it and it will talk to you and dictate, and you can dictate a message back, which is really quite handy. Going on to the Google Maps, it's zooming in, it knows where we are, it says that we are so many minutes away from my home. Not that I want to go home because I'm at work, but either way you've got a nice clear screen, and you can tap the screen and go straight into your destination, zoom in or out, scroll to a specific place on the map using the up and down, so if you want to look for a specific place, and it will scroll in. Now there are obviously various different apps on your phone for mapping. CarPlay will use your Google Maps because it's a priority message in there. Okay, we just had a message coming through now.
Office said, "Hello, hope the Alpine review is going okay. Hello, hope the Alpine review is going okay. Want to reply?"
Yes, please.
What do you want to say?
Hello, Tim. The Alpine review is working beautifully, and we're using Siri to send you this message.
Your reply to Office says, "Hello, Tim, the Alpine review is working beautifully, and we are using Siri to send you this message. Ready to send it?"
Yes.
Okay, I'll send it.
Okay, so there you go. A little bit robotic, but the only thing I do find with sending these messages is sometimes you need to put a pause or a full stop, otherwise it reads it in one full length, which is still, but either way it means that your eyes are on the road, hands on the steering wheel, you don't need to do much. So going back to your CarPlay, and Android Auto is going to be very similar. We have got Alpine main menu on there to navigate through your bits and pieces, audio books, your phone and or your maps, but it depends on what you want to do with it. I personally only use it for music playing and navigating through. So if I do go to Spotify, for instance, I can go into here, I can press back, and it will show me my library, my playlists, and all the other rubbish that have been searched on by my phone or by my children. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with all of that, but you can go into the now playing screen. Now, because it's touchscreen, it gives you much quicker access to all of this, which is quite nice, whereas a lot of the other cars that can support CarPlay, you have to navigate through the non-touchscreen features. So going out of that, that's the CarPlay side of things sorted. I'm not going to talk to you too much about it. I've just literally unplugged my phone, job done. We've got your FM radio, we've got your DAB, we've got your auxiliary, which is your RCAs. This particular Alpine is quite clever because not only does it support Android Auto and CarPlay, but it also supports the new audio listening, which is FLAC, F-L-A-C, which stands for Free Lossless Audio Codec. It's a bit like MP3, but it's not compressed and doesn't carry all the compression interferences along with it, so it's a nice clean signal, which is a fantastic bit of kit. Well, that's depending on what you listen to in your car. Now, this is the iLX-702 7-inch, and apart from all the usual bits and pieces with DAB, you have got compatibility, if your car will allow it, for what they call UART. And UART means, instead of a standard analog plugging in with your car for the steering wheel controls, UART means it talks to the CAN data, the CAN bus in your vehicle, to allow for parking sensors and overlay for your more interaction with the steering wheel, more interaction with your climate control through the data of the car. So this technology is getting a lot more dedicated to the vehicle that you're fitting it to. So user experience is greatly increased, which is what it's all about. Okay, so wrapping it up now. Alpine iLX-702 7-inch screen, much cheaper than the original units that had nav built in. This is far more versatile. You can plug in your Android phone, you can plug in your Apple phone, you can do everything you want. You've got your DAB and you've got your Bluetooth and your streaming, all your mod cons, and it integrates beautifully with your car, as you can see. Find out more about this, get in touch with us at Advanced In-Car Technologies. Web address is www.advanced-incar.co.uk. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.